This meeting is now called to order. Roll call, please.
Vice President Cons,
Here.
Director Wilburn,
Here.
Director Yanez,
Here.
Director Payne,
Here.
President Shandy.
Here. I will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance this afternoon. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mrs. Ruckman, are there any updates to the agenda?
There were updates to the agenda and the board has been made aware of these.
Members of the board, are there any items you wish to move from the consent agenda? Yes, I have an item to remove. I am removing EL 2.11 for tonight's agenda because I think we need further discussion around it and how we want to approach it and then the new approach. I think this would be a perfect thing to talk about at our board retreat. So we will be removing that. And because of that, all the items except for item P under written reports will fall away. Are there any discussion items to be added to the agenda?
No.
May we have a motion to approve the agenda?
Moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Vice President Cons,
Aye.
Director Wilburn,
Aye.
Director Yanez,
Aye.
Director Payne,
Aye.
President Shandy.
Aye. All right, today we have one new administrator to approve. Yay, Mr.
Actually,
Smart.
I have 3 today. I know I slipped 2 in on you. Sorry about that.
I don't know what to say about that.
I know. Okay, so here we go. Thank you guys for being here tonight. First, I'm pleased to introduce Christina Nykirk, who is being recommended as the interim principal at Ranch Creek Elementary School. She is joined this evening by her husband, Jared, and her parents, Dale and Jane. Hi, parents. Thanks for being here. Always nice when they come, isn't it? All right. Christina holds a Bachelor's of Arts in K-6 Elementary Education from the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, a Master's of Arts in Curriculum and Instruction from Regis University. She began her career in District 49 as an elementary school teacher, and then went to District 8 as a French elementary teacher. Do you teach French? Okay. District. Oh, there you go, Venitucci. Love saying that, Venitucci, and an interventionist. And she currently serves as a Dean of Students at Ranch Creek Elementary. We are pleased to recommend Christina tonight for the position of Interim Assistant Principal at Ranch Creek Elementary School. And she said she has about a 5-minute speech. Is that right? She's been working on it since she got here. Okay, great. Well, come on up.
I just want to say thank you for this opportunity, and I appreciate the chance to grow professionally in a community I love.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Next, I'm pleased to introduce Steve Gard, who is being recommended as the interim principal at Aspen Valley High School. Now, I don't know if you know Steve, his full name is Stephen with just the N, but he thought that's too long. I got to cut something off. I'm taking the N off, so he's just going to go with Steve from now on. But we appreciate him being here tonight. He has a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics with an emphasis in secondary education, Masters of Arts in Educational Leadership from University of Northern Colorado. And he began his career in Greeley as a math teacher, high school math teacher, and then went to the alternative program there and was a Dean of Students, and recently was in District 49 as the principal at Patriot High School. And he currently serves as the administrator for Aspen Valley High School. So we're pleased to recommend him tonight for the position of interim principal at Aspen Valley High School. Anything you'd like to say, Steve? Well, you know what? I'm giving you 10 seconds. No.
No, I just 2 years almost exactly. I was doing the same thing as I accepted the position to be the administrator, essentially second in command at Aspen Valley. And it's been a great 2 years, and I am committed to the vision. I appreciate the support that this district has given to the growth of Aspen Valley. And you will not regret this decision. My heart is in this, and I love the kids we work with, and I love this district. So thank you all.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. All right, the last individual is Brad Hood. He's being recommended as the Director for Information Technology for Infrastructure Services. Brad is joined this evening by his wife, May, and his son, Talon, which is a great name. I don't know if you look, but if you look at Brad, you look at Zach, there might be a little similarity. I think what we did is we wanted people to think Zach's still up there, I guess, but I'm going to see how many times they call him Zach and him Brad, or, vice versa. So Brad holds a bachelor's of science in cybersecurity from the Colorado Technical University. He began his career in the United States Army, did a lot of IT work there. Then went to Leon and Associations Technology as a field network engineer, then worked for the Colorado Farm Bureau. I guess the cows are working with AI now, right? You never know. Okay. And then recently was at the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee as a network engineer and a senior network engineer. And he's currently or just recently served as the IT infrastructure manager for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee. So we're pleased to introduce Brad tonight for the position of Director for Information Technology Infrastructure Services. Anything you'd like to say?
As a son of an educator, I'm really excited to be here at Academy District 20, and I want to thank you all for the opportunity.
Thank you.
All right, that's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smart. All right, we need a motion to approve the consent agenda as revised.
Moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Vice President Cons,
Aye.
Director Wilburn,
Aye.
Director Yanez,
Aye.
Director Payne,
Aye.
President Shandy.
Aye. All right, that brings us to P, policy review of GP 4.4 board meetings. We had a constituent need some, may make some suggestions on how we could do it better, so we're revising it. Does anyone have any comments or questions?
Yes, President Shandy. And if you'll indulge me real quick, just for the folks in our community that are here, I just want to refer to this administrative policy, JJICA, that's still in the works. We already passed a resolution requesting the superintendent and her team work on that. So it is coming about.
Correct.
I just
It's
want
still in the
to let
works.
everyone know that. So regarding GP 4.4, we have talked about these additions, changes for a while, so I want to make sure that everyone felt good with everything. The only thing I submit to amend is number 4E. Right now, this addition in this policy says no speaker may allot their time to speak for another person, nor may they read comments on behalf of someone else unless they are providing interpretation services for that individual. I do not think that was our intent. We've always welcomed if someone arranged ahead of time that they were with a friend, family member to speak for them. If the reader signs up, so if Becky was going to be out of town and wanted to give public comments, she arranged ahead of time for Susan to come speak. Susan would need to be the one to sign up on the day of, and then that's totally fine. So we don't want to eliminate that. And this is a little too confusing. The verbiage kind of indicates that. The only issue we want to address is that if someone has signed up to speak, regardless on behalf of themselves or someone else, and they don't show up at the last minute, someone who was not signed up registered to speak can't do that at the last minute. So arranging ahead of time, great. So I propose it. This is super verbose. I'm sorry. It's like I need help getting it more concise, but I propose for E, instead of what we have here, to say something along the lines of only speakers who have signed up to deliver comments may do so, regardless if they are speaking on behalf of themselves or another person. No unregistered speakers may step in for public comments should a registered speaker be unable to attend the board meeting. Any comments?
Director Wilburn.
That's concise. I think there's no ambiguity there. I'm good with that.
Director Yanez.
Could you read it one more time, Ms. Director Cons?
Absolutely.
Vice President Cons.
Only speakers who have signed up to deliver comments may do so, regardless if they are speaking on behalf of themselves or another person. No unregistered speakers may step in for public comments, to deliver public comments, should a registered speaker be unable to attend the board meeting.
Any other questions, comments? Superintendent Haber, you have a question or comment?
I do not.
So if we could please amend that, I'm happy to give you the language now, and then it will, we've amended it here. We can just put it on the consent with this amendment
Yes.
next meeting. Okay, I appreciate you all. Thank you for that.
Discussion items. The next item on the agenda is our board discussion regarding graduation logistics. Superintendent Haber.
I just wanted to give the board an update where we're at with that. We shared some information. I shared information with you about, we did a real in-depth cost analysis, looking at accessibility, looking at cost, and how do we best streamline our resources. And we looked at venues that would be able to accommodate the number of families that we have at graduation. And as you know, we've been using Clune Arena for a very long time. And I think every year it's good to say, okay, you know, do we want to do the same thing? Do we want to do something different? Thinking about accessibility, thinking about access, thinking about resources as well. What's the best use of our resources? And as we looked at it, we initially really landed on looking at the arena down south. World Arena. Yeah, Broadmoor World Arena. And really thinking about that, it's a lot farther for our families to drive. They have some road construction there right now that make it a little bit more difficult to get in and out of the parking lot. And it is more expensive to go there than it is where we're at right now with Clune. However, I do still think it's important for us to think about streamlining our resources and also thinking about, you know, how accessible is it for all of our families. And so where we're landing right now, and this is just more of an update, is saying, is looking at Liberty and looking at Hatchell Field to see if that would be the best solution for where we should have graduation. Talking with Dr. Field, and she was here 2 years in a row when they had graduation at the Liberty I know, stadium. And there's certainly challenges with that, but we just really need to investigate that and look a little bit deeper at that, I think, before we fully announce where we're going to have graduation this year. So just wanted to give you that update and see if anybody had any other questions or suggestions. I'm sorry. I know,
You're good.
Just made me remind some. Also, we know that we've had 3 days in the past, and I think last year with having Aspen Valley in that huge arena, it just, I think, really took away from the personalization, the wonderful culture that they developed there. And so we've all agreed that we're going to find a different venue for Aspen Valley that really helps them to keep that close and special culture that they have developed there, rather than putting them in this huge space. So we're really just looking at 2 days, and then you know, what would that mean for rehearsal? We're kind of looking at that too. But just know that we're already looking at having a somewhere a little bit smaller and a little more, I think, intimate setting for Aspen Valley.
All right, discussion. Director Yanez.
As I was reading that through, one of the benefits I think of having it in District 20, obviously the location for families, but also being able to sit either on your own football field or one that you've been to before in the school district is really kind of special. It's like lots of school districts do it that way. And yeah, I would be for that in the event of weather, because Colorado never has that issue in May. Obviously, that would have to be assessed. And this is my point where I get to say, what about moving prom? I'm just saying it. I'm just throwing it out there. April prom's the worst. Think May. Okay.
Anyone else have thoughts, comments? Director Payne.
Oh, thank you, President Shandy. I just want to say, as a mom of 3 graduates, one of the great things that we all love about District 20 is the culture of our community and the fact that it's pretty special having my daughter, one of them had to during COVID. I appreciate we had in-person graduation on a field and we got it done, and I really appreciate the effort of all the people that did that. But there is something magical about the Air Force Academy. It's in our name. We are Academy District 20. 3 schools on that academy. I mean, early on it was Pine Creek Elementary, Doug Valley, and Air Academy. So just making sure, and I know that logistics have become more difficult as security changes. So I know that there's a lot to discuss with that, but I do like the idea, having done graduations at the World Arena, which is still a beautiful facility and it is indoors, just furthering the discussion there. So I really appreciate that. We're going to do that. Thanks.
Yeah, I think it's good diligence to always evaluate what we're doing and can we be doing it better. So I do appreciate that. I am a firm supporter of doing it in our community. But yes, great. Thank you for the update on that. And I look forward to further updates. All right. This meeting is adjourned.